Hey viewers, Ultimate553 here, and today I'm going to do a little review of a recent game that I beat, Assassin's Creed 1. It came out in 2007 for the Xbox 360, and I think it might have been, no, it was a multi-platform release. So I recently beat that game, and I just wanted to review on it. This is not part of a review at all. Hence the reason why it's not coming out on Thursday. This is just a random day. I'm just putting it out today. And so it's just a little review of Assassin's Creed. Now Assassin's Creed is a very very fun game. I had recently beat it and I got all 44 achievements in it. It's really hard, but it's also like a lot of fun. Mechanics in their game are really a blast, and you can do so much in it. It's a lot of great stuff. It's historical and everything. Like it takes place in like it's like this biblical. It's kind of biblical because you kind of hear people talking about biblical stuff. But it has like all these like people you can encounter. Basically, the idea is you're a modern day assassin named Desmond Miles, and you are interpreted into a program called the Animus at Estegaro Industries or whatever. And you wake up and you meet these people. This doctor, and then this girl, Lucy Stillman, who is a doctor there. And she helps you with the kind of things and like that. And she's a doctor. I believe she's a doctor. And you go into this program called the Animus, and you enter the mind, or you go into the mind of a ancestor of the character you play as, Desmond Miles, and you go into the ancestor called Altair. Has a really kind of complicated name, but you go into it's really the graphics are pretty good for a game that came out in 2007, but it has a lot of things you can do. Even when you beat the game, you can do a lot of stuff. The really annoying part about the game is the achievements in it, and that's the part where it took me forever to beat, because there are so many hard achievements that you have to get. Those achievements for flags, or there's so many achievements like doing all the eagle stuff, like eagles died, like killing so and so for like doing this, and you can do. And he actually is a really funny achievement. There's basically beggars in the game who are like saying I'm poor and sick and hungry, and they're like basically keep pounding on you like help me, right? And you can't help them, so you get an achievement if you basically grab them and then push them away, and then they fall over, and after you get an achievement for that. But some of the achievements like getting all the flags in each of the places you go to, each of the cities you go to. That wasn't as hard, but the one that was really hard for me was the Kingdom one, where I had to get all 100 flags, 100 King Richard flags in the kingdom, and that took forever because the first playthrough I did, I didn't get it. Like I got like 99 or 98 out of 100, and I spent like hours and hours trying to like figure out the last two, and I just couldn't find a lot. I actually had gone through the entire map and like relocated them, and I still couldn't find them. So what I had to do is I had to restart my game. Having actually beaten the game, I had to restart it. And so what happened was I basically went to the game, restarted it on a on my new hard drive, and then I got some progress in the game, and I went there, and then I finally got there, and then I was able to it was the point where I actually had to able to use the kingdom again. So that was pretty cool. But I was able to actually get a map and then finally got the achievement. It took forever, but I finally got the achievement. But they have a lot of the achievements in the first game are really really difficult. In terms of like how you get them, like killing all Secret Templars, because that's a big thing and part of the game. Also, one really tough part of the game is when you're not on the Animus, you could talk to Lucy Stillman, the doctor there, the highly attractive doctor, if you think about it. But you can talk to her, and basically you get an achievement if you go through all the dialogue in the game. But the thing is, if you miss one piece of dialogue, you don't get the achievement. And that's so I beaten the game. But it didn't unlock. The achievement didn't unlock. I'm like, oh no! So I had to go back through the game, and of course, since I already beaten the game, all I had to do was just mute the game, and I wouldn't have to listen to everything. It would take forever. I would have to listen to Amulan, who's basically the main assassin boss of the game, over and over again, and I would take forever. I had to do all the assassinations over again. It was horrible in terms of like how long it took, because that's just not fun. But eventually I get the achievement at the end of the game, but it took forever because I had to literally have to go through the entire game all over again, and it was not fun. So when you play the game, make sure to get every inch of the dialogue and also got all the flags, because those flags they took forever. Templars took forever too. But I mean, because basically the achievements are basically most of them are just like assassinate all the assassins that you have to do, and then just like do this thing where it's called Eagle's Dive or Eagle's whatever. You basically have to like do all the global faiths, all the points, all the nap points or whatever the things you go up and you do an Eagle Dive. The leap of faith. That's part of it. But the achievements were just really, really hard. I mean, they were just annoying and they took forever. I mean, other than that, it was a great game. It had some good story elements. The graphics were okay. And it really let me have a cliff. And the very end of the game was a cliffhanger because at the end of the game, you kill Al-Mulan, who's the assassin, and he basically betrays you at the end of the game. And that's a big part of about the end of the game is he betrays you because you go for all these missions and you assassinate everyone, and then eventually somehow he betrays you, and then that happens and you end up killing him. And so you come out of the Animus, and you see all these markings on the wall in your bedroom or whatever. It was just really weird. And of course that's it for the next game, Assassin's Creed 2. Now, I haven't played Assassin's Creed 2. I'm currently playing the inter game, which basically takes place between the first two installments in the Assassin's Creed series, Assassin's Creed Bloodlines for the PSP. I'm totally playing that right now. It's really good. It's really good. The graphics are not as good. They're kind of crappy. But for this game, Assassin's Creed, it was good. It was very, very good. They had some great cutscenes, and it was just. I mean, it took forever. The game just took forever because there's so many blocks. I think there's like there's a tutorial. The tutorial takes forever because it's just hard. There's 7 memory blocks in the game, and if you're like, it takes forever, and I did not like it. I mean, I didn't not like the game. I love the game. It was a great game because I finally got all the 44 achievements in it. And that's really hard, but I mean, it was great. I mean, it had some good stuff in it. But the game itself took forever. Like the first time I played through it, I didn't get everything, and I beat the game, but I didn't get everything. And actually, I had the first time through, a lot of the assassinations were a little harder, and I couldn't actually like when I was fighting Al-Mulan, because that's the guy you have to fight at the end of the game. I did not do so well, like at all. And I guess and then the second playthrough I played, so I get the achievements for the other ones. I actually had more. I was able to actually practice more, and I got more in, so I was able to do more of it. So that was pretty cool. I was able to do that. But overall, this game was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought a lot of it about the game was great. It's an exclusive, so it's also on PS3, I believe. I was thinking it's PC, but I think that might be later games. But the first game was really, really well done. The Altair voice acting was really good. I liked Desmond Miles stuff. The characters in the game were really, really good. It had some pretty violent acts in it, but it's what you expect for that kind of century. It takes place in 1191 AD, which is hundreds of years ago. So it takes place. It's kind of like the I guess it's in a way biblical in a way because it has some from the Bible. I don't read the Bible. I don't really. But it has that kind of like religious stuff in it. It has a lot of religious stuff in it. it had some references to that. I mean, it's a really well done game. I liked it a lot. I really liked it. There's a lot of. I mean, it's hard. I mean, especially when I there's some achievements where you have to fight like 31 people at once or something like that. And I mean, the ones that really took forever was where I would get in. I would get into fights with guards and they would eventually it would just overpower me because like I would be fighting one guard in front of me and then a guard behind me would get me in the back and then I would lose my HP and like it took for I would die and it would be frustrating. Also, it's really strange and kind of annoying is when I'll be just like walking around and then like or on horseback I'll be riding along and then suddenly and then suddenly I'll have the watching and then suddenly I'll literally be just walking along, and then suddenly the guards will be like, after him. Be like, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I'm just walking. I'm just running along here. What do you have against me? And that's the part of the mechanics that I just found like a little odd is that the game was programmed for that the guards would go attack you when you were doing anything. I found that really kind of crazy is that you weren't doing anything, which is kind of funny. But it was great. I mean. Some of the mechanics were really good. You could launch throwing knives at people. I was actually a little annoying because you could cause attention. But you could do a lot of things. You could visit places that you never heard before. You could do you could do a lot of things in the game. The assassins were pretty basic. You have a sword. You have throwing knives. You have all this stuff in it. It was a really good game. Highly recommend it. I'm glad I finally beat it though. It just took forever. Those achievements were just painful in terms of how long they took. But it was a really well done game. I loved it. I just thought it was good. The mechanics in the game were really good. The voice acting was actually really well done. And just the game itself was really well done. I mean, it's just the fact that it took forever. And there's so much you can do. There's so many places you can go to. You can find things that you just don't even know are there. You can follow your death, which is very annoying. Apparently, you can't swim in the game. I found that there's apparently a place in one of the cities where you touch water. You just literally dive in. You die. You basically die from water, which doesn't make any sense because it's like, well, you should have the ability to swim, but no, you don't have the ability to swim. You just die. And it's automatically dead. I mean, the stuff out of the animus was not. You can't really do much. All you do is just sleep and then like talk to Lucy Stillman, and occasionally the doctor. I can't remember his name actually, but he's one of the doctors at the place. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's worth playing. Definitely worth playing. Some of the achievements are really hard, but it's. Yeah, I really liked it. I think people who are watching this review will like it. Like I said before, this is not part of reviewed. I'm probably gonna do several video game reviews every once in a while, but they're not gonna be part of the review because reviews are about movies, and that's not what I'm doing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had some great stuff in it, and I think you'll enjoy it too. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this review. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, as always, and I will see you next time. Alright, bye.